Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
And I thought they had him too, people, because I remember the headlines. Oh, man, what we're going to discover, this is going to be worse than Jeffrey Epstein, man. We're going to have all these people on these freak-off tapes. And we all seen that nasty video of Puffy, DV, and Cassie. And at that marker of time, I'm thinking, it's over with for Puff. His goose is cooked. But soon I learned, Diddy's not on trial for domestic violence. He already gave her money. Diddy's on trial for a federal RICO act, which is usually to take down these guys right here, mob bosses. So I'm going to say, let's find out if Diddy is some type of mob boss equivalent to John Gotti. Again, people, it's still early in the trial, but let's see if they're establishing RICO and racketeering. Racketeering. I said racketeering. Racketeering. Let's go.
The Diddy trial, let's discuss it and then have your incense ready to get it off you. Our next guest, Lionel from the Lionel Nation YouTube channel, says the government could blow this because they're just not making a good case. What we've seen so far is gross, but Lionel has made the case many times. It's not illegal to be gross. It's not illegal to be a pervert. It's not illegal to have, sex parties. So what is illegal about this? What's the case? Sure, there's a salacious interest here, but is the government failing to make this a trafficking case? Lionel, good to see you. Lay it on me.
Again, he is charged with trafficking, RICO, racketeering, not for domestic violence.
Good to see you. That should be the title of your book. It's not illegal to be gross. I like that. And I think we all know that.
That's what I always say.
First of all, number one, 3 charges. What do you think Diddy's charged with? Three charges.
Sex trafficking?
It had to do with weapons, if I recall.
That's where we start. Not beating up Cassie, not having a party, not using baby oil, not having escorts do undonism and forms of urolagnia. I'm going to keep this safe. No. See, that's great for TMZ and Harvey Levin. He's charged with racketeering conspiracy for allegedly running a criminal enterprise. So when you hear something, when you hear a fact, ask yourself, where is the criminal enterprise?
Yeah, remember earlier when we said about the mob, that is a criminal enterprise. Where is Diddy's criminal enterprise? Let's go.
That's number one. Number two, sex trafficking through force, fraud, or coercion. Was Cassie the only one I'm hearing about so far? We're going to hear about others. Was she forced into this? Could she leave? Do you think she made any money from this? Did she benefit? Was anybody actually held, kidnapped for? I don't know. That's number two. And third, my favorite, transporting individuals across state lines for prostitution. This is the white slavery statute of 1910, the Mann Act.
In 1907, the
Let's talk about the Mann Act. This is the Mann Act real quick. Let's go.
crusading McClure's magazine published a story about an association of Russian Jews purportedly supplying Chicago brothels with new personnel. When a city prosecutor claimed that those prostitutes were, in effect, white slaves, a wave of hysteria gripped the country.
There was all sorts of lurid stories. Women were being hit by poison darts on the trolleys. They were being lured away from imagined ice cream parlors. It created a tremendous hullabaloo because people believed this.
Although scant evidence supported the existence of white slavery, Congress passed the White Slave Traffic Act on June 25, 1910. This law, also known as the Mann Act, forbade any person from transporting women or girls across state lines for the purpose of prostitution, debauchery, or any other immoral purpose.
The Mann Act, people.
One of the interesting things of the Mann Act is it didn't depend upon actual sex happening. It was very almost Orwellian in the way it was construed by the courts.
See how it started? And it didn't have to do nothing with sex. It had to do with white slavery. Let's go.
The vital elements of the crime were transportation across a state line.
The Mann Act soon became a tool for more personal vendettas. Fathers turned in the boyfriends of wanton daughters. Wives reported philandering husbands. And some prosecutors exploited the law.
Yeah, wives were calling on their husbands because they were cheating, and they were getting charged with the Mann Act.
As a weapon against romances that crossed the color line.
What does Cassie have to do with trafficking? In cross-examination, Ms. Ventura, were you trafficked? No. Could you have left?
Well, she says he had some texts, he had some sex videos, he was threatening to release. Yeah, I mean, again, that's not against the law, right?
Did you ever hear revenge? Yeah. Did you ever hear revenge? Did you ever hear about this? About, hey, I'm going to make your life miserable. I've got this picture. Is that trafficking? Right. Let me ask this question. This doesn't really come into play, but I want you to put this into perspective. Do you think maybe we could go back in life and look at the Stones, the Beatles, the Doors, the Who, Led Zeppelin? Remember the Led Zeppelin stories? Who had their own versions of freak-off parties, roadies? Remember the Plaster Casters, Sweet Sweet Connie? You know, the whole notion of groupies, and this is the most convoluted story so far. And you better, if this is where they're going, because you want to start off with your best stuff first. You don't want to. And what happens is, if the jury gets the impression, forget Diddy, his great.
So according to him, which is an ex-lawyer, you want to start off with your best stuff first. So if Cassie's their best stuff, they have nothing. We need to see some bombshell stuff here shortly.
Gray hair, the sweaters, the Bible, any of that TMZ Harvey Levin stuff that no lawyer cares about that. This better get good and quick, because I'm not hearing.
That's what I wanted to get to. So that's what you're saying here. I mean, you're not defending Diddy at all. What you're saying is the prosecution here. Like, what is the state doing? What is the government doing in this case?
Precisely.
They're not doing. They're leading off with her, and they're not even going after the most harmful stuff. If you have this massive sex trafficking operation, why aren't we hearing about that?
Because there is none.
Right now, right out of the gate, how horrible was this stuff?
Right, it's a lot like the Stormy Daniels bit where, you know, you're prejudicing the jury with grossness, but that doesn't have to be a part of the case.
Exactly. You're trying to dirty up the jury and make it about his character and not about the charges.
You have to make the crime the lead.
And so far, I've heard Diddy, Cassie. I haven't heard. Now, granted, they're going to argue, the government's going to argue that the security people, those who maybe arranged the freak-offs, okay, maybe those who secured the hotels, okay, or the sites, okay, maybe. Good luck with that one.
Just to clarify, the charges are racketeering. Can you explain to people what racketeering means? Because a lot of people
again,
that, and you're a lawyer, so you can answer that.
Racketeering means we have a criminal enterprise. It's not just me and you. We have a little organization. Think of the mafia. Think of the mafia. Think of the Gambino crime family.
And employees don't count. Employees don't count. It has to be people at the same level.
You have to know what's going on. You might.
Yeah, so therefore, an assistant cannot be considered a co-defendant. You have to know that you're a part of the Puff Daddy enterprise. Just like these guys know they're a part of a crime family when they pay up to the boss and all that. They took an oath. You cannot have a one-man RICO.
You might be an underling, but you know you're a part of the Gambino crime family.
And you're benefiting from it.
benefiting or trying to get into it. Doesn't matter. You may just be,
okay, that's a good point. Because being
you,
just an employee does not make you part of the organization.
No.
You have to benefit or try to get into it for personal gain.
But more importantly, you have to know it. You have to know I know exactly what I'm doing. Do you know you're working for Diddy? Yes. Are you procuring women for the freak-offs? Yes. Do you realize some of these women might be underage, which really hasn't been charged to be, but yes. Do you understand that a lot of there's drugs involved? Yes. I know that. This is what I'm there. Okay, you're a member of the enterprise. But the bottom line is, and what's important is, and this is the most critical. So I'm saying, let me just go back. Mann Act, which is that white slavery statute, transporting across state lines for prostitution. We mentioned racketeering, but number 3, and this is the most important, human trafficking.
Yeah.
Human trafficking, sex trafficking, where I use force, fraud, or coercion in order for you to do something. Let me tell you the best example. The best example would be to take in an unaccompanied minor. Somebody who comes to this country. A cartel brings them in. I grab a little girl. I grab a mother. You work for me. You give me your passport if you have one. You're going to go into labor trafficking, sex trafficking, and I'm threatening you. Now I am using you as chattel. I am using you.
Was Cassie sex trafficked? One person? Or was she down with the get down?
Benefiting from you. This is trafficking. I am benefiting you. It's almost slavery. Slavery is probably one of the best words or versions of this. Now, so those are the big 3. Here's my question. Now, cross-examination. I think today is part 2 of this. Cross-examination is the best part about trials because this is when I get to interview the other side's witness.
You're a defense attorney, just to be on the record.
Right. But if I'm a defense attorney, so I'm going to get the chance to cross-examine the prosecution witness. The prosecution can cross-examine my witness. Cross-examination means the other side's person I'm talking to. And you can use leading questions, which is the most important. So, Cassie, you could have left any time, couldn't you? Yes. Did he put a gun to your head? No. These texts that you have, I want to be your freak. Did anybody put you up to this? No, because remember, the subsidiary issue here is consent.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at Exhibit A. Oh, what is this? Oh, could it be? Here's a photo of Cassie and her husband and their 2 kids happily taking photos after leaving Diddy. But wait, I thought we were told Cassie couldn't leave Diddy. I thought that we were supposed to believe that if Cassie ever tried to leave Diddy, he would kill her. He would go after her family.
And she's still not dead today. All those children are fine. The new boyfriend are fine. Cassie's fine. And you can say, why would he do it now? That would just bring attention to him. He could have did it back then. He has a lot of power. He could have had a mysterious car accident happen. He could have had a fire happen, and something could have happened.
Yet, when I look at these photos, it looks like when Cassie was actually ready, she got up and left Diddy, no problem, married another man, and had kids, no problem. She's still here alive, happy in these photos. Nothing was done to her. It's almost as if all of that, oh my God, she was forced, she couldn't leave, she was afraid for her life, Diddy would kill her. It's almost as if all of that is over-exaggerated or fake. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at Exhibit B. Oh my God, what? You mean to tell me that Cassie is currently pregnant by another man that's not Diddy, and Diddy hasn't done anything about it yet? Whoa! You mean to tell me that Cassie is testifying at the Diddy trial? She's on the stand, pregnant by another man. But wait, I thought she was
No. She's doing it now because He's in jail, and she feels safe to come out now, big guy. I need you to relax. Quit being so hostile.
Afraid for her life. I thought Cassie could never leave Diddy. Meanwhile, when Cassie was ready, when Cassie realized that she was not going to get what she wanted out of Diddy, which was a family, Cassie moved on, quickly went and married someone else.
And had her own family because, stated in the court, she always wanted to be like Kim Porter. She always wanted to have a family with Diddy. And Diddy just didn't want to have a family with her.
Had kids. She's pregnant right now, about to pop at any moment. It turns out that Cassie was not a slave that was forced to stay. It turns out that Cassie could leave when she wanted to. And she did. And she got married. And she had kids. And she started a new life. And now maybe she wants some money to help her start this new life. Maybe now, to make her husband feel more secure, she wants to take down Diddy because she knows she's guilty of a lot of things. I mean, after she was already talking to her new husband, after they were kind of already a thing, unbeknownst to him, behind his back, Cassie was still going to have sex with Diddy. Whoa! Wait! Hold up! You mean to tell me the girl that was a slave, that was forced, she couldn't do anything, she went and found a new man, and then she...
And this is after she said, if y'all can get me, Diddy took something from her. So I guess, I mean, not even I guess, this is a fact. He took something from her, then she went and gave it back to him again, while cheating on her current husband. I don't think this is a girl that's not being held unwillingly. She's down for the get down.
Cheated on him by going and sleeping with Diddy? Wait, what? Her new man FaceTimed her while she was banging Diddy? Are you serious? Holy smokes, folks. It looks like people are kind of being a little dishonest when it comes to this case. And you might remember that early on, once they raided Diddy's house, all they were talking about is, oh man, Diddy recorded everything. Diddy had all of these videos, there's hundreds.
And y'all remember that. Oh man, we're going to see all this stuff. Justin Bieber. I said, that's the beginning. Go ahead and cook, bro.
Or thousands of videos from these creepy, weird Diddy parties. And they said, oh, all of the top A-list celebrities are there. We have members of the royal family. They're at the Diddy parties. They're on video. We got all of the top singers. They're at the Diddy parties doing God knows what. They're all on video. We got all of the biggest actors and actresses in Hollywood. They were all at the Diddy parties. They all incriminated themselves on video. We even have high-profile politicians. And not just politicians from America, but politicians from abroad as well. They're all in these Diddy videos. Everyone is going down. But quickly, within a day or so, oh my God, all of these celebrities, they're on video. Everyone's on video. Everyone's going down. All of that just kind of disappeared. Within a couple of days of Diddy's house getting raided, the conversation went from, oh my God, this celebrity was there, that celebrity was there, this politician, that royal family member, the prince. It went from being a conversation about all of that to basically turning into a giant joke about baby oil. We were right here on the...
Admit it. This whole thing is about baby oil. That's the only thing they're talking about right now. Cases of baby oil has been found. This and that. The freak-off guy called the Punisher. All this sensationalization. They don't have anything yet that's proven this guy has been trafficking anything.
doorsteps of something big. We were right here in the beginning stages of taking down the wicked elites in Hollywood. But quickly, all of the seriousness, all of the serious talk about all of these people that Diddy was partying with, it disappeared. And the whole conversation surrounding Diddy turned into one big joke about baby oil. But then you watched as the mainstream media was kind of like ignoring details that actually matter while talking all about the baby oil. Oh, it's all about Diddy's baby oil. Never mind that we kind of mentioned that the Prince was there, or that actor. There's Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, we're not going to talk about that anymore. Let's all talk about the baby oil.
Yeah, remember? All these famous people was about to get exposed. Jay-Z is next. This person is next. Looks like they don't have too much. Or they're not showing too much. One of the two.
And then before you know it, every big podcaster was talking about the baby oil. Every big comedian added the baby oil talk into their stand-up sets. And if you know how Hollywood works, you know that a lot of this was by design. Now, don't get me wrong. Naturally, a lot of people were joking about the baby oil. But if you understand how Hollywood works, you would know that when these big comedians start cracking jokes about the baby oil, when you start seeing these late night talk show hosts making jokes about the baby oil, all of that was by design to steer the conversation into a different direction.
Yeah, it does seem like a distraction for right now. I don't know what's going on to have our minds on something. They got me because obviously I'm following the goddamn Diddy trial.
To take the heat off of Hollywood, to take the heat off of the entertainment industry, and to kind of just make a joke out of the whole thing. And they accomplished that mission. I mean, you gotta know it's weird when you got people like Jimmy Kimmel up there cracking jokes about the baby oil, when we all know damn good and well that he was at the Diddy parties too. A lot of these comedians cracking jokes about Diddy, they were at the Diddy parties too. Also, I don't know how they're going to prove that a lot of these people were even wrapped up in all of the Diddy nonsense, because it seems as if they're trying to hide certain evidence. Like, are you guys going to show some of these freak off videos? Are you going to show some of these Diddy parties with these celebrities there to prove?
And that's the thing about this. This is tricky because there's no cameras allowed in federal court, so people can only go off transcripts. So,
prove your case, or are you just going to ignore all of that? So right now, I'm frustrated because Cassie is a fake victim, and this whole case that was supposed to be about bringing down Diddy for doing all of this horrible stuff, it's all just focused on, oh my God, Diddy was a mean boyfriend to Cassie, and they did a bunch of nasty, disgusting things consensually together. And I just think that's bogus. And I think everyone else should be saying it's bogus as well, because this is not what we were promised. We were promised something way bigger than this.
But wait, there's more.
Now, people, after all this, is it possible that Cassie may be still in love with Diddy? Shout out to the podcast with Soul. He's courtside with all the transcripts, and this is what he had to say.
And when I saw Cassie helping Puff instead of hurting Puff, I don't believe Puff. I believe Puffy got a very good chance of beating this case. Check me out. Check me out. Y'all think about this part. If Puff did all these bad things to Cassie, and she hated Puff, she despised Puff, she wanted revenge against Puff, she wanted to get revenge on what Puff did to her, she hated his guts. This was her chance to bury Puff, because Cassie Anthony Brown, what's up? Cassie was a witness for the government. She could have got on the stand. Y'all listen to me. She could have got on the stand and lied and said, I seen Puff bring 200 kilos of coke from a drug cartel in Miami on his yacht. I seen Puffy get with little people age 9, 12, 13. I saw Puffy take somebody's LIFE. She could have said anything. She could have said anything, and the jury would have heard it. They would have believed it because that's been the narrative, and mainstream media would have jumped all over it. She could have buried Puff. If she hated him, she could have. This could have been over. This trial could have been over because everybody, including me, we all sitting on the edge of our seat saying, man, Cassie finna destroy this nigga. Cassie finna bury Puff. She got the bombshell. She got the thing that's gonna put him under. And it never came. It never came. We was all in the courtroom like, you saying you love him and that you still love him and you don't hate. Puffy looking good right now. Puffy looking good right now.